Yeah, let's start from the beginning then. Anyway, I didn't say much more about this. Among the Navagrahas, Rahu and Ketu is the little bit different from the others. From the movement itself, it differs from the other grahas. So Rahu and Ketu considered as the malefic planet. It's absolutely malefic planet. It gives an inauspiciousness in a different way. So when mainly for an individual, what are the things we'll consider? We consider the health, we consider the wealth, we consider the relationship. So how the Rahu is going to help with the health? It is not going to help with the health for an individual. Now we are seeing about an individual. But there is also another phase of the Rahu. When we are studying about the medical astrology, Rahu sees a different perspective. Rahu helps to understand the health improvement, health related stuff, or which treatment is good for you or not. The Rahu plays the biggest role in the medical astrology. We are not going to deal with that. So we are keeping aside that. For an individual, we are dealing with the health. Rahu gives the n number of obstacles, n number of the disturbance to the health. Okay, so when it comes into the wealth, it gives enormous wealth. It gives a material possession in a very very greater way. No one can stop when Rahu gives the wealth to an individual. No one can stop. So that much of the material possession Rahu can give. It was like the wealth comes out of the group. You receive the wealth in different ways. Okay? The wealth, yes, absolutely, you can get more wealth. When it comes into the relation, Rahu is not good for that. It gives you a struggle or kind of a misunderstanding or kind of illusion in the relationship. So that kind of the stuff Rahu can make in the relationship. You may ask, what kind of the relation? The relation comes in all forms, whether it is a couple, whether it is father and mother, it is a family relation, or you having a relation with your friends, families around you, your neighbors, whichever you consider it as a relation, Rahu gives the greater disturbance. Okay. Then one more thing, whenever you have to imagine as what is a Rahu, right? Everybody knows about the Mars, yes or no?
Yeah.
Everybody remember the Mars, right? Yeah. So remember Rahu as the Mars square. Mars is kind of a forceful in nature, fierce in nature. If the Mars person was do something, he won't think, he jump into an action and hit the target. Okay, but when comes into one Rahu, it was a forceful double the time of the Mars. The aggressiveness is higher, the obsessiveness nature is the higher. That's why the people is worried about, feared about the Rahu. It was like you think about it, the one double the nature of the Mars. Okay, now what are the things that Rahu represents, or what are the things that Rahu can give you? Rahu can give you the fame. When imagine an individual who is the Rahu energy is really high for that individual means whatever he do, he gets the fame out whatever the things he may do, he may do his in his profession or his personal life, he get the fames no matter what happens in his life. Maybe his personal life may not be good, but his professionally he will be well versed in it. The fame comes as a side effect or side product, byproduct of his work. And these peoples are go everything in an extreme level. If they are studying or if they are working or if they are whatever they are doing, they go in an extreme way. They can't be in a middle way, or they can't be slower, or they can't be if they are going in a slower motion means they are going very very slower than a Saturn. If they are want to move in a very speed, their speed than the Mars. They can't be in a one standard position. They can't be ground themselves. These people are very, very extreme. If they are aggressive, means they are more aggressive. They are very common, means they are more common. So then you may ask, what is, if the peoples are common, means that's quite good, right? How it is going to affect an individual? If a person gets more problems, that is also affected the individual's inner organs. The people say that In Tamil, the people will call it as an Raja Gurupikal. That means the organs which are main organs in your body, they call it as a king of your organs in your body. So when this Rahu effect in your body means it literally affect your the main parts of your body like liver, like kidney. It affects heart and lungs. It affects the uh, main part of your body. So when the peoples are very calmer, they are very patient in nature also, they get affected. The effect will take place in the main part of your body, especially in the liver, pancreas. So the kind of the nature they are holding. People may say this person was very calm in nature, very patientful in nature. That won't help them. That won't help himself or herself. Even if they are overcome, they are internally affecting their organs. Okay, this is one part. The one person was getting more anger and he was aggressive in every nature. That is also affect his nervous system. So either way, the person gets affected. So if the person was in the middle level, not getting more calmer, not getting more anger, he's leading his life in very stable and he or she can ground themselves whenever they need it, then the internal organs may not get affected. Then you ask the questions why you are speaking about the internal organs now. When the Rahu get manifested in your body, particularly in your organs, it gives a different kind of the diseases. We'll see about the diseases later on, but it will give you the diseases you may not recover from it. It may be reside in your body for your lifetime, or it becomes a chronic, or it becomes a genetic. Okay, let's come into the next point. Fulfillment of the worldly desires. These people are the most enjoyable, and these people are you may see these people are living their life. They know how to enjoy the life. Then these are the peoples know how to enjoy every elements in this year. Whatever they are doing, they enjoy the worldly desires. And definitely, they not only acquire the fame, they acquire the great status in the society. Not only in the society, some people achieve in the country level, some people achieve in the continental level. At least when the person was a very ordinary person, they are very much fame around the neighborhood itself. Their status is really high. No one can easily touch them. They are give much more importance to the prestige power. It comes by nature because of the Rahu holding that kind of the power. And definitely they will success in the worldly nature. Remember, this is the worldly success. Why we are giving the pressure here? Because the material when you are acquiring a material substance possession, there is also one more. If this level was increased, your relationship level will go down. The Rahu won't help in your relationship. Whatever you do to increase in your professional level very high, you've reached the top, you've reached the hill. No one can stop you. But when you see in your personal life goes down like anything. So for the material possession, Rahu is the best and to the best graha. Okay? So any individual want to settle in a foreign land or at least to travel from one country to another. The travel now here means the foreign means the earth which you belongs to. When the peoples are creating the boundary, the earth which you belongs to, when you move from one country to another country, the foreign now it becomes as a foreign, right? So when the peoples want to settle in another country, another foreign land, then Rahu's energy is must. If the Rahu energy was depleted or Rahu energy is going in different way, then it won't help the individual to settle in the foreign land. Even it won't help you to travel from one country to another. To settle in a foreign country or to get help from the foreigners, Rahu's energy is highly needed. Okay, the third most important part. The obsessive addiction, psychic disturbances, laziness. Laziness will come back later, but we'll understand about the obsessive nature. The Rahu is more addictive. When I say once the obsessive nature, they're very much interested. They're very much involved in whatever they are doing. That's why they are very possessed. That's why they are very much obsessed with everything. And once they involved in it, they are very much addicted. For example, if one person was involved in a research, even it gives n number of the failures, a normal person or at least intelligent person can sit back to see what are the failures, and in number of the research failures, then he can find a way to overcome it. But when the Rahu's energy was very high, they are very much obsessive to go deep into it, and they are go deep, they lose themselves. So you may ask these questions: what is the wrong in it? Once go deeper in one level higher, what is the wrong in it, right? But going deeper is not a wrong. But you should not lose yourself, right? You have to get hold of yourself at all the time, at all the moments. But when the Rahu's energy is high, there is a higher chances you may lose yourself any moment at any point. Because of this obsessive addictive nature, you lose yourself. And they are mostly disturbed with the psychic disturbance also comes. And when someone says your Rahu energy is really high and you have to take care of your mental health effectively. Okay, now it comes into the laziness. I told you about the Rahu extreme, goes to the extreme speed, extreme slowness. So that's why these people are very lazy also. When you see the people are so lazy, they consider as a Saturn's energy was there. Okay. But here, the Rahu is involvement may also be there. It goes in an extreme level. People may think Rahu is only aggressive, only obsessed. It's the other end also. It's somewhat, it gives a laziness. Okay. Now comes into another thing. I already told you about the Rahu in the medical astrology. Rahu also tells about the poisons that can heal and destroy. In most of the medicines which they're trying to make a medicine, some one or the other way it is a poison. Somewhat it was cleansed and added with some other elements. It produced as a medicine. That that kind of the medicine, the Rahu's energy is really high. And all kind of the medicines, like drugs and alcohol, it comes under the Rahu's energy. The significance of the Rahu's energy is really, really high in all kind of the medicines, particularly alcohol. Okay, this is much more important. Rahu has a very well of yeah. Rahu has a very unsteady, erratic force. This is the problem with the Rahu. The Rahu is really good. And once these people are started anything in their life, they can't they can't stop because the energy from themselves, they want to finish the task in their hand. They want to finish the whatever the things in their mind. They don't mind to disturb others. They don't mind to disturb anybody in the world. It was like a narrow mindedness. They won't achieve this. Even if the n number of people going to affect, they won't care about it. So this is the problem with the Rahu. Keep that in mind whenever you see the Rahu in the. Okay, let's come back to Rahu. We already saw about this. Rahu brings a greater material progress. No one can stop. If the Rahu's significance and that is the Rahu period was going on for this one individual, nothing can stop them. Even the individual cannot stop them to the material progress in their life. Okay, this is the wonderful thing about the Rahu. Rahu mainly about the fantasy. If anybody can ask you to describe what is a Rahu, Rahu is about all about the illusion. Illusion means mostly if you see in the cinema, the people who create the greater illusion in the cinema, these people have the Rahu's energy in a higher level comparatively with the other individuals. Anybody who can create an illusion, Even if an artist we can create an illusion, even if the cinematographer or director who were creating the scene just not in the front, it is just not in real, but you look like it is real. This for this material or for the people's, the Rahu's energy level is really in a higher. It's very high. When it comes into the illusion, you can't think excluding the Rahu. The Rahu gives the illusion. Rahu is the base and the source of the illusion. Okay. Now let's move into okay. If the illusion, if the Rahu's energy was not there, there was no cinema. If there is no, you can't see any kind of an video also. If the Rahu energy was not there, can't imagine anything in an illusion world. Okay? Now move into the next point. Now you may have the questions, how the Rahu's energy comes into my life? It's not the five elements. It's not the, it comes in the eight elements also. How come this Rahu comes into my life? When you have a compulsive nature, when you have an uncontrollable passion, see, the people will say, I can't live without this. I'm really passionate about this. When your passion is in the growing level, you are mild in the passion. When you are in a deeper into it, you are going above the normal or above the average level. But your passion was grown in a greater level. It consumes your life energy. It becomes an uncontrollable passion, and it becomes a compulsive nature. So that is when that kind of attitude you acquire, the moment you acquire this, the Rahu energy will comes into your life. When you become more compulsive, when you become more uncontrollable in anything, see, even if your heart says, if your mind says, if your knowledge says, all your experience says, this is wrong. But still, if you're trying to do that, you didn't have an idea about whatever you, it becomes uncontrollable. You can't control by yourself, by others. The Rahu energy presence is there. The Rahu energy comes and enter into your life, and it started consumes your life. Okay. Now the passion, possession, mania, depression, insanity, and intoxication, everything Rahu, without the Rahu's energy, you can't come into this kind of testing. Go and see any kind of a depressed people. This kind of the symptom will come. They become overly possessed or obsessed or addicted with anything. They going into they say it started with a passion and slowly grow up and it becomes a compulsive in nature. And if there's nothing was if it was going smoothly, everything, every step, every milestone they succeed, they won't care about it. They move on into their life. But once the failure struck in their life, then that's it. They go into the depression one by one. And mainly for the medical astrology, when any individual comes and sees this is the hormonal imbalance, you have to see about the Rahu generation. You have to see about Rahu placement in your Janana. So that tells about your hormonal imbalance. And insomnia means when the people is not able to sleep, and insomnia, hysteria, neurosis, nervous disorders, cancer. Okay, now we have the answer for this. Why this kind of the disease comes into when the Rahu's energy is high? Because when the Rahu energy was high means they go both ways. The people becomes more common, more patient also. Your main parts of your body get affected. If the person is more aggressive, more fearful in nature, and this is also affects your nervous system, you ended up with a nerve disorder. It's a combination of this. Mainly when the Rahu's energy is moved into your body, that will mainly affect your main organ of your body. That's why whatever you are doing, the people will say, don't get more common, don't get more aggressive. Have to be go in a steady way. Then the Rahu's energy will also in a middle level. It won't make you to extreme levels. Okay. Until here, any doubt?
I have a doubt, ma'am. You said Rahu gives a lot of wealth and all. Will it be in permanent nature or will it be long lasting? How will
Okay,
it be?
that's a good question. See, when the Rahu gives you the wealth, it goes in like this. It goes like it gives you like anything. Okay, but once it reaches the top, then you may ask the question, how I know it reaches the top? I will tell you that also. Now imagine it will gives you the wealth here at this point, and it was grow like anything. At the same time, Rahu makes you look down also, down like anything. If this is the point you started where the Rahu energy was not entered, imagine this is a situation we have to imagine. So this is the point where the Rahu's energy was not there. Even the Rahu's energy was there, it is not giving that kind of the wealth in your life. But when the Dasha Buddhi was coming, the Pocharam is also aligned. And if the Rahu's energy was good in your chart, then it gives you an enormous wealth in your life. The moment it reaches, it this is considered this is the peak it can give. And that's it. All your money goes down. The state of the money which you are acquired here, you go down below that. So that is the money given by the Rav. If then you may ask the question, why? What is this peak is known as? How one can determine this peak? When the Rahu's energy enter into your body, you are slowly moving into the state of the compulsion. You are slowly moving into the state of the uncontrollable passion. So once it reaches one at this point, you are if you are managing your health and mental health very well, even if you are here, even if you are down, you won't get affected. But the moment when the Rahu's energy enter your body, your passion level was increased and it was a deeper level, then it becomes an addictive nature. It's Rahu's nature. Once it makes it up, it pulls you down. See, this may take 5 years or more than 15 years or something to reach this level. But when the Rahu pulls you down, it won't take you 1 day or 2 days. Even it won't take 1.5 hours. Even it won't take 15 minutes also. That's why the people will scared about when the Rahu gives wealth means they're really, really scared. Why? Okay, I attend this in 15 years. But once if the Rahu's energy was down, all the wealth may leave with me in 15 minutes also, or 15 hours also, or in 1.5 years also. So that's why the people scared about the wealth given by the Rahu. Makes you do well this much and down this much.
So, in my case, Vanita, Rahu, as soon as Rahu this has started,
Hmm.
my cash inflow stopped, and since that day, it's only in a draining period. Okay, so
Hmm.
so maybe I should not be worried about it, right? Because I got nothing, so I'm not going to lose anything in any case.
The Rahu Dasha is the period, okay, when the Rahu Buddhi was happening.
Rahu Dasha, Rahu Bhukti started, and
Oh,
my
okay.
cash inflow stopped.
Mm.
And since I'm still running Rahu Dasha, so I'm running Rahu Mercury now. So since
Mm.
that day, since the time Rahu Dasha started, I my cash inflow is in a very bad state. So
Mm.
there is no great material progress, there is no fantasy, no illusion,
Mm.
no compulsion, no passion, nothing.
Mm.
None of the
Okay,
above that is in the slide. None of that is happening.
awesome. Okay, in your Janana Jatakam, where is the Rahu was placed?
Rahu is in the second house. Rahu is placed in Swati Nakshatra.
Second house.
Hmm.
Actually, any graha was aspecting the Rahu in the second house.
Sorry?
Any graha was aspecting the second house Rahu.
No, none, nobody.
Mm.
Uh,
We'll see that. We'll see that
yeah,
definitely.
yeah.
Because when the Rahu Dasha or Rahu Buddhi was happening means the Rahu significant was coming into your life. But if this kind of a thing was not affect in your life means you are really lucky.
Okay.
Is that means the Rahu see this is the nature of the Rahu. Okay, one more thing I forgot to tell. With all the points which we list down is all the nature of the Rahu. Anybody can control the nature of the Rahu? Yes. Guru can control the nature of the Rahu, or the sun can control the nature of the Rahu, or the moon can control the nature of the Rahu. How it can control the Rahu's nature? If your Chandra Nadi, Surya Nadi works in a balanced fashion, the Rahu's energy won't enter your body, or at least even if it is enter your body, it won't affect your organs. That is about the physical body. When it comes into your wealth, even if it was in a draining state, you won't get down, you won't get any material purpose. Then we have to see how the Guru state was there, why the Venus was not giving the money. We have to see this and find out what is the reason. But we can, as the servant was saying, because of that, we can try to understand the Rahu is not giving the ball. So he was not in that kind of the situation. But this kind of the Rahu's nature can be controlled, and some the other planets can maintain this Rahu's position. So the one is the Jupiter. Jupiter can control this Rahu's thing, and we can see about it in the chart. This is all the nature. Whatever we list down here, this is all the nature of the Rahu. Anyone can control that, obviously can control that. Even the individual can control that with the breath of the Rahu and the Ketu's energy level. Rahu and Ketu's energy level means which is not going to dominate in your body. How you can control it? Even the breath exercise can help you to get the not getting the influence of the Rahu and the Ketu. Okay? Well, definitely we'll see how it was not affecting. But when the Rahu and the Dasha Buddhi was happening means you are entering into the premises of the Rahu and the Ketu. You are in that state. This is the blanket of you. Okay, here the Rahu and Dasha Buddhi was saying, okay, this is the blanket which my life is going to happen. Then on top of that, your birth chart was there. On top of that, the Gocharam was on that. So all together will give you one result. Even though the Rahu Dasha Buddhi was happening, your Gocharam was not helping the Rahu to get the greater effect in your life. Or your Janana Jatakam is not it's arresting the effect of the Rahu and Ketu means you won't get much affected. But definitely one or the other way your life will get affected. But Rahu affect only in your health, only in your relationship. Rahu won't affect much in your wealth side. If your wealth side is affected, we have to see the Jupiter and the Venus. Why your money was getting dry, why the money flow was not there, then we have to see these two graphs. So okay?
Okay.
We'll see about the Rahu in very much more points will come. We'll definitely will get an answer.
But what I observed, Vanita, Rahu not only health, even profession, everything will spoil. No? There will be something obstacle will be there.
In the Rahu?
Rahu, you told that it will affect health and all, but it will affect profession also, is it not? When during Rahu Bhukti, Rahu Disha.
Okay. The health definitely it will get spoiled by the Rahu. Yes, it destroy your health. Okay? It won't help, it won't disturb in your wealth creation.
Profession, you know?
It won't disturb. If the disturbance was coming in your profession means, then the Ketu's energy was there. We'll see about the Ketu, that will destroy all three things in your life.
Okay.
But definitely it will destroy the relation. Rahu plays the biggest role in destroying the relation, destroying your health.
Vanita, one more point in my case, Rahu is my Atma Karaka.
Ah, oh, that speaks a lot.
Mm.
What is your lagna? Any graha in the lagna?
No, none. Kanya Lagna, none.
Okay.
Okay, we can see that later. Yeah.
But when it comes into the Rahu, keep that in these two things in mind. Your health will definitely get spoiled. Well, relationship is also in goes in. One thing will happen, the relationship will get break up in the middle, or the people who speak with you, or people may not around you. One or the other way it will happen. But the wealth, definitely, there is a progress. But if there was not a progress, then we have to see the other graphs. Okay.
Okay.
Let's coming into the other thing. Okay, this one point, the exaltation and debilitation of the Rahu and Ketu, different astrologers or different books will say a different thing. Now we'll come into one conclusion. Rahu exalted in the Rishabha Rashi, that is the Taurus, debilitated in the Scorpio. Keep these two things in mind. When you read about the different astrology books, the people will say different thing. But remember, Rahu and Ketu didn't have one house in the chart. The 12 Rashis, Rahu and Ketu didn't occupy any of the Rashis.
Donald Trump has it. Rahu in Taurus and Ketu in Scorpio, and Rahu is in his 10th house.
The directional strength is the 10th house.
Yeah, Donald Trump has it.
Donald Trump gets it. Wow, awesome. But okay, we'll see about that also. The first and the second house. When the exaltation in the when Rahu was in the Rishabha Rashi, that means the exalted Rahu is present. When the Rahu was present in the Vrikshika Rashi, it's just called Vrikshika Rashi, it's debilitated. Then what is the meaning of the debilitation of the Rahu? Exaltation of the Taurus. Already the Rahu is the malefic planet. What is it going to give you when it was exalted, when it was debilitated? When it was exalted, the material progress is really high. Really high means no one can stop. Debilitated means the material progress is also dissolved. You can't even imagine how you can progress in your material world. Okay? The directional strength is the 10th house. That said, we'll move into the Rahu in first house. Okay, where you can see the Rahu in your life, or wherever you see the illusion, wherever you find the illusion thing in your mind, wherever you have got exaggerated things in front of you, it's all belongs to Rahu. The people who you can easily identify the people. The Rahu's energy is significant. The people who can think extravagantly in anything. You can imagine the two peoples. You identify these two peoples. Which one is the Venus? Which one is the Rahu? The first people they have the mirror in front of them. The one person was once needs that mirror decorated with the small and the big glasses, and it will be in the flower pattern. And the other person wants the mirror in front of them, but it should be very huge, and it have to be the entire wall of the room, and it should be on the sideways also. They want to fit the mirror. Which one you imagine is the Rahu significant person? Which one you imagine the Venus significant person? There are the two situations, right? The person.
Second one is Rahu.
Which one?
Second one.
Second one is Rahu, because even the Venus person wants everything in a decorated way, whatever it is in front of them. Even if you give one stick in front of them, they will decorate with the color, they decorate with the flowers, they do whatever they want, but they make it as a very beautiful thing. It's a nature of the Venus. When it comes into the Rahu, they think even it is some people will say it is. Even I can imagine a Saturn in a significant person sitting in front of them. They said, okay, put the mirror in front of you. What is the big deal? But when the Rahu significant person was sitting, having the mirror in front of them, they were not satisfied. They want it very big. See, the mirror, what is the purpose? You are going to see yourself only. Why you need mirror filled with your room? It's unnecessary, right? But for them, it is a necessary. They feel that it is a basic for them. They feel that without that, what is the use? Oh, what if the Saturn influenced person was sitting, oh, you are wasting your mind. And the guru significant person was thinking financially this person was destroying the wealth. But that is the nature of the Rahu. The Rahu thinks everything in exaggerated way. And whatever is the thing, they want to do it in a very grand fashion. Even if you create one room, imagine one engineer who's Rahu significant. You ask them to build a home. This person will build a hall, like a very grand hall. If you go for a function, then you may ask, we want to live in this home. Why you are building this grand hall? They will justify you. It's not these people's that are significant peoples or stupid or idiot. They will give you n number of ideas. You can't say no to none of them. That kind of the knowledgeable peoples, but they think in such a way no one can think that grand fashion. Okay?
That's because of the bloated ego or megalomaniac mindset.
It's not a bloated ego because their thinking nature is like that. Sometimes people will see them as a egoistic person, but they're not coming to that kind of the side. The brain system itself think in everything in a very grand fashion. Okay, I can give you a Tamil movie example also. If you see that, I forgot his name. Oh my God, it starts with yes. Shankar, I guess Shankar. He directed one film with Rajini also. He acted like a rogue, a thing, rogue kind of a stuff. It's a simple song only. The song can be done in beautiful way other than that, but he created the very big flowers. Everything was created. Now, whatever the things which has in his mind, he created everything in front of the visual. The same song, if the other directors was created, imagine the Gautam Menon was creating the same song, definitely it will be a different. So when the Rahu significance was high, the people will do that only. Their mind becomes like that. But when other people was seeing, we see that, oh, how come this person was so much stubborn? Why he's adamant? Why she's adamant? They're not like that. Their nature becomes like that. When you are not standing in that energy, you can't able to identify why that person was doing like that. One of my teacher who's also an astrologer, and she says about, I understand from her only this kind of the stuff. When he explains about the every nakshatra, one point in time she told me that if you live like that nakshatra, imagine you born with one nakshatra and you know about your nature, but you didn't have an idea about other 26 nakshatra, 26 nakshatra excluding one nakshatra. Other 26 nakshatra, you didn't have an idea. But how come you get that experience? One thing, you have to live that one. Other things, you have to observe that. When you have the people who know all the 26 nakshatra in front of you, you learn from them how they are doing. Don't judge them. You learn from them why they are doing, what their mindset, what they are trying to do. You understand that, then you will understand the nakshatra. I find it is it's really tiresome work for me. That's the one way of learning anything. But what I'm trying to understand was the Rahu's energy, when the Rahu's significant people was in front of you, you feel that this person was really good, very stubborn. Why he was so aggressive in nature. But for them, it feels like it's my nature. My energy level was like that. It becomes there by nature, the aggressiveness, even if the thing which they are doing fast, it becomes their own nature. That's why we feel it is a different. Let's see about the Rahu in the first house. First house, we already know about it. It is about the individual, whoever the person, the self, and whoever the Jataka. We're trying to represent that person personality. If the Rahu in the first house means, we already know about that. Rahu makes one's worldly. It gives the entire worldly possession in your hand. If that Rahu's energy sitting in your lagna itself, that means it really represents you or mix with your person. It mixes with your self-image means these people want to have a center of attraction. It's also nature. See, one in the room, one person was a Saturn energy, one person was a Rahu's energy means one person was just wants to sit in the room, like more, they don't like to be identified by any other person in the room. But the Rahu's energy person, what they will do, they want to identify by every people in that. Imagine you enter into the room, 50 people was there, and one person was sitting in the corner thinking that no one can come to me. I don't want to speak with anybody, and I want to sit aside. Okay, there was another person was sitting in next to him, thinking that everybody wants to come to me and speak with me, and he or she want to become the center of attraction on whole room itself, even it is a small room. They want to think that way. Then the Rahu's significance was really high, and the Rahu's was present in the first house means these people want to becomes like that. Okay, mostly when the Rahu in the first house means one or the other way these people are involved in the politics. One, they may bond with the political family or get married into the political family, or somewhat one or the other way they involved in the politics, or they are himself or herself also involved in the politics. Okay. And when the Rahu was sitting in the first house, mean tremendous self-confidence will come. That's why the people think it is an elite. When you can't even gauge their self-confidence. It comes by nature for them. No one can stop them. No one can disrespect them. That kind of a self-confidence will come. Every action, they stamp their self-esteem. They stamp their self-confidence. Every minute, every second, when their presence was there, everybody around them can sense that, oh, he or she come here, and their presence was there. Everybody can feel that thing. See, here is the difference between the sun's energy people and the Rahu's energy people. Rahu had the tendency, everybody wants to come and they're having the more self-confidence. And this energy was little bit aggressive in nature. That's why the other person was feel that it is an egoistic. But when it comes into the sun's energy people, when their presence was enter into the room, you feel that majestic appearance, feel that majestic aura. It touches you. It's like a mild touch. But when the Rahu's energy comes in, enters the room, it was the wild touch. There is a extreme difference. When the sun's energy people speak to you, it was like an order, but it is in a very decent fashion. When the Rahu's people speaks with you, or deliver the ordering for you, you feel it's a real order, but it's not majestic. It was like kind of an aggressive in a nature. That's why the people find the difference, and somewhat they repel with each other. If the other Rahu peoples was others, the opposite persons also having the same Rahu's energy, there is a higher level of chances they can attract each other. Okay. Anybody was having Rahu's in the first house?
Vanita, actually, my son-in-law has Rahu in the first house, but none of them actually match, basically. Because he's very down to earth, and of course he has confidence and self-esteem, but it's very, very in a different way. But
Very, very
In the sense, what I mean to say is, he's very sweet, and it's not that like he is, commanding or doing things. That way I meant to say. So I don't see any of the points
Anything much.
matching. Yeah, that's what. But then the Guru is also there in Jupiter, is also there in the first house along with Rahu.
That changes everything.
And he's in the Pisces, Meena Lagna. That's also a Guru's house, basically. So probably is there something on that maybe that's making, because it's no political background, nothing to do with politician anywhere, in and around. And he is assertive, but then the things are like, he tells it in a very nice way, he explains why. So that way. So I felt, and he's, I would say, more spiritual rather than, not like puja and all that kind of stuff, but he reads a lot of other kind of books, and that way he is strong. But then I didn't find anything matching as far as what I have seen.
Awesome. So when the Jupiter was present in the Lagna means the energy will be totally different. When the Jupiter energy was in the Lagna, it's a combination of the Jupiter and the Rahu, right? That story will be entirely different. We'll come back to the combination of the two grahas later. But
that's what I said.
When the Lagna, which is having the Jupiter, means these people, no matter what, they believed the Guru. They attract towards the Guru. Somewhat the peoples will feel like I can do anything for them. Maybe he can do anything for the Gurus. He have any Guru kind of he pray or he follow anybody?
No, he doesn't pray and all that, he doesn't do. But then he reads a lot of books, but then he knows what is right only is right. That's it. Like he doesn't deviate from that. The needle doesn't deflect. Even when he talks to like a little kid of his own, he says, if this is not good for you, then that's not good for others. So that's how an example is set.
Okay,
while
then
talking. That's way.
The nature of the Rahu. This is the nature of the Jupiter. When the people says about the discipline and the sweet things, and when the tenderness towards the children, everything speaks about the Jupiter only.
It's always a sweet conversation, pleasant one. No one will get offended. Even if he wants to say, we are not going, like, for example, for a little kid, they would not to eat pizza. Then there's a way he tells a story where the child himself understands, oh, that's not good. Once in a way, I can have it, but not like on a regular basis. So that way it goes. So to put it as a thing.
Then the Jupiter plays a role here. We'll come back and to see about the grahas combination later. But this is the only one scenario where we are seeing about Rahu only in the first house. When the grahas was there, imagine a situation when the Meena was having the Jupiter, then the Kanya will have the Ketu here.
Exactly. Correct.
Imagine a situation excluding the Ketu. Now you have the Jupiter also here. Now here Lagna only having the Rahu. Then this is also somewhat the point which we listed will not coming into their life 100%. They have they may need the attention. They may involved in the politician. They may have the self-confidence. Because of the combination, this characteristic one may occur into their life, one may not. But this is the base. Why we need to study this then? Well, the point here is when the Rahu in the first house means you have to be the base understanding about, okay, the Rahu means can have the worldly possession. These people have the worldly possession, good self-esteem, good self-confidence, and they need the attention. So you keep that in mind. Okay, when grahas was present in it, you have to combine that. We will see how you can combine and derive the answers. I remember we saw that. Okay, how you can combine and see. There is a one small trick here. You have to understand which degree that Jupiter was present. Imagine this is degree. And which degree the Rahu was present. Imagine that was the 12 degree. Then you have to understand which graha going towards the other. So when that was happening, right, So that means when the Jupiter moves towards the Rahu, then the Jupiter will be projected there highly. We'll see that how we can
Okay.
see two grahas conjunction and how this combination can be derived, how we can tell that when the two grahas combine, how the characteristic can derive from that. Yeah.
Sure, Vanita.
Ma'am,
Thank you.
one more point. Will that water sign, fire sign, earth sign, and air sign will be having an effect on Rahu?
That is having a greater impact. People see that very much clearly.
Oh, I see.
Because the Lagna, when it was present in the main Rasi, imagine a situation, the same Graha combination. Okay, yes. Imagine a situation, now this person was having the Meena Lagna, Jupiter and the Rahu. This same combination, right? The Jupiter and the Rahu. Now, imagine this same situation, the Lagna was present in the Mithuna Lagna, but here the same Graha, Jupiter and the Rahu. The nature will be different? Absolutely yes. Why? The Rasi which is holding the air in nature, this Rasi holding the water in the nature. It's all the individual's personality, individual's tendency. Someone think like, okay, when you get anger, they leave it as okay. The moment they get an anger means they hold for 5-10 minutes. The other person hold the grudge for very long time, even 10 years, 20 years, they hold the grudge for very long time. The others won't even remember for the next moment. The others will flow like anything. So it depends. Some people will, the earth Rasi people hold the grudge for very long time. Whenever there was a fixed in nature will come, they hold the grudge for very, very long time. We heard about this story. There was one situation occur in their life, they don't speak for their entire lifetime. That kind of the grudge they can hold. But when they are in nature, they are tension, they hold the anger for the moment. Then they flow like they forgot that they move into the other room. So if the water in nature, they would even their anger at the moment they flow. They flow one emotion to one another. So it depends on the Rasi present also. Absolutely yes, the nature will ultimately differ from one Rasi to the another Rasi. Even though the same Graha combination. Okay, then you may ask, how come I can remember all this combination? How come I remember the 12 Rasis? You have a base understanding about the 12 Rasis, understand the element. Okay, at this moment, the element and the quality of the Rashis, it comes into your mind whenever you read the chart. You read the chart again and again, again and again. The element comes in front of you, the quality of the Rashis comes in front of you. So you no need to remember that. So when you have the mind in front of you, the element of that Rasi and the element present in it will tell you the story, remaining story. Then you don't need to worry about it. So why we are reading about all these things? We are reading about only one happy scenario, saying that Rahu present in the first house. So then you may ask the questions. There are a number of the scenarios. How I can read that? Don't worry about it. Have a strong understanding, strong base in your base list. Other things comes on the top of it. Once you have an understanding when Rahu was present in the first house, Rahu have this kind of the nature. And first house is the representation of the Jataka combined together. And you find these 5 points only. There are a number of points, there is no doubt about it. But these main points you have to remember. You can easily remember that. The one thing is, first house, you already know what it is meant for. Rahu is meant for worldly nature and attention seeking, self confidence. Remember these 3 points combined with your first house. Whatever your mind remembers, keep that in mind. Then, whenever number of the charts were coming, read again and again, number of times, at least 5 reads, 6 reads. You don't need this kind of remembrance, it will come automatically in your mind. Any doubt about the Rahu in first house?
One example which will easily make us understand Rahu in first house is
Okay.
Lallu Prasad Yadav. He has pure Rahu in the first house.
Oh, really?
He fits all the characters listed here.
Very true, very true.
You know what is his lagna?
His lagna is Mesha lagna, Rahu in Mesha.
And Rahu also.
Yeah.
Rahu is only present, right?
Correct.
Now this is the fire element. And that is the, who is the owner of the Mesha Lagna, Mesha Rasi?
Mars.
Mars. So now Mars is the owner and the fire is the element. Rahu was present here. Definitely this person will have the self-confidence no matter what. Even if this person, a number of the people destroy his confidence, he bring back at a moment. And definitely the self-esteem will come because the Rahu present in the first house. And yeah, everybody knows how much the Lalu Prasad Yadav will seek the attention from everybody. Politics is already involved. The possibly the first one comes side effect of his work, I guess. Anybody having Rahu in the first house other than this? Okay. So about the second house, we'll finish with the second house. Okay, we'll quickly make it. We'll finish the class at 5 minutes. Rahu in the second house. Okay, this is the interesting one. Your second house represents your liquid assets, its speech, your family, food, and nourishment. Your food, what is the second house comes in directly into your mind? Think about the liquid assets. Think about your speech, family, food. 4 things come into your mind immediately, then you are done. Second house is beautifully you can understand. Now that kind of the second house Rahu was present. Definitely wealth will come. We already know about it. Rahu definitely will give material possession, no matter what. Wealth and happiness is promised. This is the important one. When the second house was in the second house Rahu was present in it, then these people think independently. They literally are independent thinkers. Okay, when the Rahu was present in the second house means that is a family house also. When a Rahu was present in it, Rahu is a foreign land. So that means you away from your you away from your home. Definitely at your early age, it may come from a number of reasons. You may go for a study, you may go for an work, or your family was moved to the abroad itself. So one or the other way, definitely you are away from home. That too, why yearly age? Anybody can give an answer. Why it is an yearly age?
Second house indicates early age.
Awesome. That's totally awesome. That's why it's an yearly age. So that's why when the Rahu was present in your second house means in your earlier age itself, during your basic education itself, will move from away from your country, own land. This is the high chances the people when you are deeper into a medical astrology, this point will help you. When the second house Rahu is present in your second house means higher chances of the life stage so high. But this one, I'm not sure how we can help you now. But when you study about the medical astrology, definitely this point will help. Why it will help you? When anybody in front of you, how you can understand this person having this significant is higher. You have to look into your eye. What are the things you can easily visible? You can look into your face, particularly eyes. It speaks everything. And the fingers and your toes. That's tell you what kind of the health you are holding in you. What kind of the health, what kind of the internal organs health. this individual can hold, you can easily identify. Okay. Anybody having second house? We'll see that in our next class. Anybody having second house, Rahu in second house?
Vanita,
Ma'am, I have.
Yeah.
Oh, super. Yeah, give me a minute.
Manjari here.
Yes.
Um,
Give me only 1 second. Right. Rahu in second house. Somebody
Yes,
was
ma'am.
telling.
Yes, ma'am. I'm Meen Lagna. Rahu
Meen
is in May.
Rahu is in Mesha, right?
Yeah.
Along with anybody?
No. But Sun and Venus are aspecting Rahu from Tura.
Sun and the Venus.
Yes.
Okay, which point is very much suit for you? Which point is not?
Um, yes. So the first point, yes, wealth in the sense substantial enough for doing day-to-day activities. And happiness is, yes, we do not have unnecessary feuds in the family. All are contented. So independent thinker, yes, I am. I didn't move away from family at any point in time. Except after marriage, I got the opportunity because of my husband to go abroad for studies. So I did my master's in forensic odontology from Belgium. And then I do not have light shade of eye. No.
So you are not moving to the foreign land at your early age, right? It happens in
No.
when you are studying your post-graduation.
Yes, post marriage actually. So Mars, which is sitting in 7th, is also aspecting Rahu. Mars is in Virgo.
Mars is in Virgo.
Yes.
Ah, I see. Then 8th. Okay. So this is not happening, but you moved it into foreign land one or the other way, but it's not happening in an early age. So that's not speaking about the second house. It's a high chances only, not an thing which is written in stone. It's a high chances. If it is not happening, that's totally fine. Okay, when the element, the planet energy present in your different organs in your body, because our entire body is a combination of the 5 elements. So one particular organ may hold that significance highly. That's why the shades was become shade. Some people will have the green color eye, blue color eye. That planet significance was high, dominant in that particular organ. So for the Rahu, significance high means the shades will be high. If that was not, that's why you have to keep this one point in mind. This is awesome. We'll continue this one, the second house, in the next classes also. If anybody was having the second house Rahu, we'll discuss it further. Okay. Can we finish the class now? We'll continue on next week.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, Vanita.
Thank you so much. We'll see you next week.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much. Thank you all.